Moving on the 15th of August, the Taliban completed 2 years of present tenure of their governance in Afghanistan. Amidst jubilant displays, the core members of the Taliban government and their fervent supporters orchestrated a celebratory parade through Kabul streets. Behind this outward festivity, however, lies a stark reality. The repressive nature of their rule, particularly its impact on women's rights, casts a shadow over the anniversary's significance. Join us as we discuss more.
As the Taliban celebrated their 2-year rule anniversary, the streets of Kabul were awash with their supporters, carrying flags and marching in a grand parade. A mix of Taliban leaders, from those who put up resistance against the US-led NATO forces to those who joined the group recently, brandished guns and wore big smiles while passing through the streets of capital Kabul.
الحمدلله 7 سال میشه که ما در جهاد اشتراک کردیم. بسیار رضا بودم، فهمیدم ریشم نبود که از طریق مدرسه ما رفتم در جهاد. دیگه بسیار مشکلات را دیدیم، بسیار اندیوالا شهید شده در این راه اسلامی، بسیار شهید شدیم. این روز بسیار خوشحال هستیم که امریکا از این اشغال خلاص کردیم. دیگه الحمدلله بسیار زیاد خوشحال هستیم.
While the Taliban touted their success, the truth was that their rule had been characterized by stringent restrictions and human rights violations, particularly against women. The most affected by the Taliban's rule have been women. Their movement was curtailed and they have been barred from pursuing education and professional aspirations. UN Global Education Envoy Gordon Brown decried the Taliban's actions as a worst form of atrocities.
This is the worst example of the abuse of human rights against girls and women around the world. And if we allow this to happen and continue with impunity, then others may try to do exactly the same. And we cannot allow the message to be sent out that there is any equanimity, there is any moral equivalence about allowing girls to be denied these rights. We are determined that these girls have these rights.
While expressing hope, Brown also pointed out that only a small radical faction within the Taliban was responsible for these draconian policies, while a larger section of the government advocated for granting more rights to women.
I believe there's a split within the regime. I believe that there are many people in the education ministry and around the government who want to see the rights of girls restored to education. But I believe that the clerics in Kandahar have stood firmly against that and indeed continue to issue instructions, the latest being that girls cannot visit or women cannot visit public places, including cemeteries where loved ones are buried. So I believe that the pressure that I'm asking that be stepped up, particularly by the leaders of Muslim-majority countries, could be effective.
The international assistance that Afghanistan so desperately needs has faced reluctance due to the Taliban stance, yet they have remained resolute in their approach. The economic consequences of this stance have become increasingly evident. Afghanistan, already grappling with economic challenges, faces the prospect of further decline due to international isolation. And now when the world watches Afghanistan, the question looms, would the Taliban be open to change? Can they strike a balance that allows for progress while respecting their deeply held beliefs? The path they choose would determine not only Afghanistan's economic future, but also the lives and aspirations of its people, especially its women.